Hello everybody, Rookz here. It's been a very long time since I made my last HR build. I think it was in module 15, but I have been getting quite a few requests from a lot of people to make a video on my HR build. This will strictly be just for MToS only, module 24, and nothing else, just to have that clear. Um, I will or maybe not do a rotation within this video. Um, if I do, then it will be included, of course. But if I don't, you guys let me know if you want an additional rotation video because I don't really have much time today. I've just been very busy. Um, that's why I've been kind of delaying this build for a while. But I figured I have to make it today, make the time for it because the trade bear discount is just about to end, and I don't want to mess everyone up on the companion upgrade equipment. Sorry, their companion tokens and everything because if I make this build after the trade bear discount, then and they use their tokens on other things, then they're kind of like, wow, like what the heck, right? So I gotta make it today. I will post it everywhere just so people know. So let's get right into it. So this is my AoE build. My AoE build and single target build are completely different, like entirely. So we have the Scout Tat here, Mighty Cuirass, Petrified Bracers, Stormforge Longbows, and these I don't switch out at all, ever, even with Masterwork. I don't use Masterwork at all, even in single target too. I figured that 5 Masterwork is just kind of pointless at this point. Everyone's pretty much geared. You don't really need the extra 2% or even 4% from times 3. Yeah, just overall these weapons are just really good for a pure DPS class or any DPS in general. They just outperform anything else right now, especially in MToS because the extra 2% damage and everything. So I don't take these out at all anymore. I just keep them in. And if people do ask for me to put Masterwork and they require Masterwork, I will put in Masterwork because I do want a run done. But yeah, I never take these out regardless, unless it's that request. So, and I have here the boots. I'm pretty sure everyone has these boots by now. Just 5% damage and MToS and 4500 power. Artifact equipment. I use the Dragon Mind Charm and the artifact set here. This is the best artifact set for HR overall. I'm not sure if Ysera is good, and say Tom for example, or with bosses that fade quickly. So you can use Disruptive Shot still with Ysera set and everything. But I haven't been playing anything else but MToS, so I just keep this on for both AoE and single target, and of course my other builds too. But I won't show those builds. This is strictly for MToS only. For the rings, I use both for single target and AoE. So we got the beauty here for CA, and some good accuracy here. And then I got the critical severity and critical strike, bonuses here. I mean, obviously the 5% critical strike is a percent bonus, and then the critical severity is a stat bonus. But yeah, everything just adds up. I found these two the best for both AoE and single target. The belt here, obviously the Dragon Mind set for the crit severity. I went here with the Common Vintage shirt. The other shirt I think would be like Veil Tunic or something, but I don't use this anymore. This can get removed very quickly if you don't keep up with it and if you don't pay attention to it, so I don't use it anymore. The 5% CA is actually very good in MToS because all the mobs are compact together. They're not like spread out like Voss, for example, or any other content that has spread out mobs. So the CA here is really good. Um, and then the pants, uh, just basic, everyone has these pants by now. The 2400 critical strike and some good bonus here for AP. Um, but yeah, everything here just adds up to my stats and all the companions and everything. I'll get into that. Next, we have our enchantments. I have 2 jades and 2 citrine. I figured these are the best for my build, or just the build in general, for AOE that I've built out. Excuse me. And then we have the defense slot. I just kind of put these on because I use some of them for a combat advantage on my single target. I think I use one, pretty sure, but I use these for my tank too, for the awareness. Um, but the awareness too on DPS is great as well. Utility, just utility. Forte is good. Overloads, I have both Devil's Position and Drow Slayer on AoE and single target. And then we got the Curse Burn. I used to have Poison Thorn, but I figured that, I'm also an HR, so I don't need to use Poison Thorn for the Combatant's Maneuver proc, because I get that off of Rookz and stuns and everything. So, yeah, I don't need the Poison Thorn because that, would proc the Combatant's Maneuver. And also, Curse Burn is like an extra 1% damage, so just a little min-maxing in there. And then the bonus, just movement speed, just for movement speed. You can't go wrong there, right? So, alright. Next would be the powers. Rotation, I use hindering shot, cordon of arrows, and constricting. I use this for all content, not just for MToS. This is the only AoE rotation that I use. I found it best. Some people use, like, I think, rapid volley or something. I see some HRs use that. It's fun. I've used it, but just not for me. For dailies, for AoE, I use Disruptive Shot and Forest Ghost. Forest Ghost is very important in MToS because you don't get hit, of course, and all the mobs are compact, and you get AP very fast. So you can get Forest Ghost before every mob fight and just be there first, do DPS, because you can do that on HR. Let's see. So class features, I have Secret Vengeance and Crushing Roots. Oh, oops, sorry. Secret Vengeance and Crushing Roots. Secret Vengeance never comes off. I did use Secret Vengeance and Aspect of the Falcon before, when there wasn't like a big, when there was a big mob spread, like for example, like Voss or something, because, the Crushing Roots made the dot tick 2 times more, and that wasn't being effective on Voss because the mobs' HP were going down very fast. So yeah, I use Aspect of the Falcon in that regard because, just more damage on your aimed shot, your long strider shot, constricting, disruptive shot, stuff like that. Just extra damage. But in MToS, the mobs' HP are very, very high. Even with like a complete build here, they still don't die that fast. So this has a lot of value in MToS because the HPs. It's also great for crowd control on AoE. It stuns them, of course, and it roots them for longer. So this is more room to move around, especially your team too. So I don't take this off. I don't take this off in AoE and on MToS. For the feats, we have Rate of Change. Never change this. Thorn Roots, never change this. Biting Snares, never change that. Forest Bond, this is probably the best class feature that HR has. And this is where the class gets kind of complicated in that sense because your cooldowns get reduced by 10% by each strong grasping roots that you do. So your strong grasping roots are your like cooldown of arrows. It would say added effect here, strong grasping roots, your hindering strike, and also your constricting arrow. Those all reduce your cooldowns by 10%. There is like a specific rotation that I could show you, but as I said, if I have enough time, I will show you. But yeah, this is like the best. The most important feature on HR is to just have this, and it reduces all your cooldowns, etc. And just to memorize, you're managing your cooldowns and everything. This hasn't changed at all for both AoE and single target, if I remember correctly, on any content prior to this. So yeah, this is the most important feature that HR has. All right, next we have more than disruptive. This is actually interesting because I do use disruptive shot sometimes with force ghost just to get the extra 10% damage on my aim shots and my constricting arrow in between rotations with force ghost and disruptive shot. I do use disruptive shot versus the heavy HP enemies like the priestesses and the driders that have like, I don't know, like 12 mil HP or something. So this is actually really good for the aim shots and the constricting arrow, just extra range damage, right? But yeah, that's that. We'll go into the, I don't know if I show the boons. I think just this, like this is just bloodlust. I use this for both AoE and single target. I did try to use this, but this wasn't worth it at all because I already have my stats capped and everything. So this gives me like an extra, AP gain. Just overall, just nice to have. Stats here, I choose power and defense bonus, movement speed, all that good stuff. So companions, this is where it gets interesting. A lot of people have different companion loadout for HR that I've noticed. What I put together that also, goes with my enchantments, my ratings and stuff like that. I figured that just having one DPS, pure DPS damage comp for AoE is the best in MToS, and just have everything else be your stat caps. So I have perfect vision. This will buff up to with this, and I'll get 90% accuracy in MToS. So that's very nice. Obviously, your Raptor for your max power. I get my crit here, my crit here, and my crit here. And of course, I get my CA as well. Everything added up with pots, with tutor, because I know almost every single group that I run with have tutor for both AoE and single target, so it never goes away. So it's extra 5%. Then you get 7.5% here. I think overall my CA and AoE goes up to I think 86% or somewhere around there. But with this build, I can just run high crit, base high crit, so I don't have to run crit here. I can run accuracy on this instead and get my accuracy capped. And my critical strike will be 85% with pots. And my critical severity will be 84%. And then the critical severity will get added up with your artifact set, of course, for an extra 7.5%. It'll be overcapped, but it's okay. It's still the best. But yeah, so 85% here, cap here, 86% with tutor, cap accuracy, and cap power. So, I'm sorry. So yeah, I just used one damage comp. I figured that was the best overall. Over testing, just my own testing. I don't have like ACT or anything, but I've done multiple run groups, and I don't really get DPS and AoE anymore. unless it's like a top like 1% player uh, that has like a really good build, or like a C dub. Sorry. Um, but yeah, all the stats, everything added up is it just looks really good. Damage is phenomenal. Uh, but yeah, so I have here the accuracy, accuracy 2400 accuracy, adding up to my stat. Accuracy and combat advantage also adding up to my stat. If I had the other, if I had more accuracy, I wouldn't get the combat advantage, so I'd lose some damage there, and I would be overcap on accuracy, and vice versa. If I had more CA, then I would be capped on the stat. So I had to make a balance here, and then I have the 1900 critical strike. I think my critical strike, yeah. So I'll have 1k less. So this is like the best that I could put in. I am using Mystic Gouge. I like Mystic Gouge. A lot of people don't like them, but to be honest, like I don't have enough AD. Well, I do have enough AD, but it's just a burden at this point to buy Succubus or to buy Incubus, because Mystic Gouge does a really good job in my opinion, especially because I'm there first most of the time in MToS. So Mystic Gouge can definitely put in some work. Uh, but yeah, I think. Oh yeah, the insignias, of course. So insignias, I use Artificer's Persuasion, Assassin's Covenant, Command's Maneuver, and 2 Warlord's Inspiration for your Mystic Gouge. Artificer's Persuasion is great in AoE, both AoE and single target, just to get your cooldowns faster, especially because you're there first, so you can use your rotation, right? And then you can pop like an artifact and get your rotation back again, so you can use 2 rotations before the mobs reach below like 60% or something. And Assassin's Covenant just for extra stat distribution here. Command's Maneuver, of course, get 2500 CA when you control a target, and that's all the time. So I think this goes up to, yeah, just about 83,000. So it's just around that cap there. Sorry, right here. It's just around that cap there. Yeah, just everything just adding up to that 86% CA. If you don't have tutor, it's like 81%, but still having your accuracy, having your power, your critical strike very high, your critical severity capped, all that is more important AoE on HR, other than if it was reversed. Like if you had more CA, less accuracy, I am pretty sure I'd be doing less damage. Yeah, that'll be it for the. Oh, sorry. We got the mount here and the stat. So I'll use Vortex. Vortex here is really great. I love Vortex. I've been using it for all content now in AoE. It just pulls everyone together. The damage is okay, but the main thing is just the Vortex. They all, combine together. You can get there first. You can use your Dragonfire. When they do that, when you root them, they're stunned and everything. All the AoE damage just compacts together, and just a lot of damage on the board. But I can get into that in another video. As I said, if you guys want to request a rotation video or a MToS video, let me know, please, because I would love to do one. If you don't, that's okay. I can show people in private discords. Doesn't matter. But if you guys do want me to make a separate video on it, let me know. That'd be great. And then I have the opportunistic here just to get that CA cap on the stat. Just like I have 1k less, think CA, but this was just the best stat distribution that I found for AoE. Yeah. So that would be it for the AoE build. So let's go on to the single target build. Single target build is a little bit different. So let's see here. I use the critical strike helmet. just get that 10% cap, because this gets capped all the time in single target, because your aim shots will be doing like 500k, 600k, etc., and it'll be, you know, much more than 10% of your maximum hit points. So there'll always be 10%, 10% or 9%, really depending on the phases, of course. And then this didn't change, this didn't change, and these don't change, this didn't change. These don't change, as I said. This is the same rings. Actually, that bothers me. This should be down there, and then, I mean, this should be up here. That should be down there. But yeah, everything else that does not change. It is all the same, besides the helmet. And I'll show you why in a second. Okay, so yeah, it was 3 combat advantage stat here for my offensive. That's right. I wasn't really too sure, but okay, so yeah, here I use 3 CA enchantments here, and I use 1 Jade. And then defensive, it doesn't really matter. I just kind of Nelly Void what else I had left, just to make sure they're mythic, you know. These don't change. This doesn't change. And I put recharge here. I do not need the movement speed. I've heard people do say that movement speed is technically better, but considering I'm HR and I have really high movement speed anyways from the artifact set, because it gives me 15% when it's stacked. I don't really need the movement speed and single target. I'm moving everywhere. I'm stunning people. I'm booting people. I was not the boss, but the mobs that come with the boss, of course. So yeah, you just have a wide margin of movement and area that you can maneuver around things. So you don't really need the movement speed. I just put in the recharge speed, so just an extra 5%. I think that's like 0.2 or point like 0.1, like 25 or something off your cooldowns, but it's still like min-maxing stuff. So yeah. So for powers, it's different on single target. I use sorry, for my at-wills, I use aim shot, strictly aim shot, nothing else. I do have here the split strike. I use those on the first boss mobs. You know, when they come back together, I'll use split strike. Excuse me. I'll use split strike. You know, just whoosh, 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 and everything on them. Because aim shot isn't really effective on, I think, more than like 4 mobs. Yeah, more than 4 mobs. I don't think aim shots are really that effective. You'll get more damage out and pump more damage out using split strike on compacted mobs, especially with like arcane singularity and everything like that. But other than that, I will only use aim shot and aim shot only. For the encounters, I have hindering shot, long strider's shot, and constricting. I use long strider's shot and gushing wound first, because those are the encounters that don't have the roots on them, and what that means is if you do use the encounters that have the roots on before you use the ones that have the non-roots on, then you won't get your cooldowns fast back enough. Sorry. So yeah, I use these 2 first on the single target rotation, and then I use my hindering shot, hindering strike, constricting arrow, all that good jazz. But as I said, I will make a different or separate video if you really guys want me to, because I don't really know much time. So we'll head on to the dailies. I have Slasher's Mark, and I have Forest Ghost. So this is a thing where I changed back in, I think, module 20 or something like that. I did have Slasher's Mark and Deshatu's Shot, and I was accidentally using Deshatu's Shot instead of Slasher's Mark. And that really messed up my rotation, because obviously if you use a Deshatu's Shot on accident, then you lose 25% AP, and that's not good. especially for your rotation for every single artifact go and everything like that. Um, but I use Slasher's Mark and Force Ghost. The reason for Force Ghost is because you can cancel Force Ghost, uh, and you don't lose the AP that much. See, it only loses like what, 5%? Sorry, was that 10%? Yeah, 10%. So you can cancel it. You won't lose that much HP, and I have accidentally pressed it a few times throughout, I think, the module, and it really saved my ass. Uh, so I just use these two from now on, uh, for all single target uh, content. I think at this point. Uh, but yeah, anyway, this is just the MToS video. But yeah, I just use Slasher's Mark, always Slasher's Mark, um, and Forest Ghost, just for that one reason. Um, so for class features don't change. Secret Vengeance and Crushing Roots. Obviously, the Crushing Roots for the duration of the dot damage, and then Secret Vengeance just to have 10% damage behind the target, which is always on a boss, right? Feats do change. Rate of Chain stays, and Thorn Root stays. Predator, you take Predator besides Biting Snares. Predator just because of the extra 10% damage. This is up 24/7. Of course, not when the boss phases, but when the boss does come back, you'll have your 10% damage, just always, and that's great to have for single target. I did want to test Biting Snares in the first boss on MToS, but I'd have to make a completely new loadout, and it's not really that big of a deal. It could be better, could not be better. I haven't tested it personally. Getting your Slasher's Mark faster, but this is probably more consistent. Of course, just to have 10% damage, can't go wrong there, right? Force Bond doesn't change, as I said. This is most important. Your most important feature on HR, just to get your cooldowns fast enough, switching stances, all that stuff, all the good jazz. But then this one changes, so I changed from this to this, of course, because you don't use Shelter Shot anymore. You use Slasher's Mark, so this is a great buff. 15 seconds is quite long, to be honest. I think that's like 2 to 3 gushing wounds, in your hindering strike and stuff like that. On artifact goes, because you got to do like two or three rotations within that time frame. So yeah, just an extra 10% buff on your gushing wound. Hindering strike is great. So next we'll go to the boons. Yeah, so the boons don't change. Everything's the same here. I'm just getting all my awareness, all my offensive and defensive stats here. The master boon didn't change. As I said, I did try this in AoE, but it wasn't really worth it. So Bloodlust, obviously, for the AP gain and the extra reduction for the defense, and the extra magnitude is nice. So yeah, the boons don't really change at all. We're going to the companions. So I use Pseudo Dragon. This is probably the best budget single target companion. I think Succubus is a little bit better in MToS, just for across the board. Especially for the first boss, I don't use Mystic Gouge for the first boss because I feel like it wouldn't be that much consistent. But I haven't tried it. It could be. I just never take this out, and I haven't been really, as I said, I haven't been really out DPS. So yeah, I don't take this out. And plus, I love this guy. He looks like Spyro, so I named him Spyro. So I did get my 3 legendary companion equipments here. I put in my accuracy and combat advantage stat, and I have 2 extra legendary 2400 accuracy stat. This will add up to, so with Ratatouille, that's 79. Yeah, 79%. No, sorry, it would be 80k. Sorry, it'd be 80k. I forgot it was 4. I forgot Ratatouille was 4k rating. So yeah, that accuracy will go to 7.5. So yeah, that'll go to like 70, like 72% or something like that. Just really high accuracy rating for a single target. My power here will be capped. My common range will be capped, of course. Critical strike is actually a little bit low. It's lower than my AoE. But for single target, I tested various times. About like 82, 83, even 81% of critical strike and single target is enough for consistency. So I think my critical strike is about 80. Yeah, it's about 82.3 or something if I remember correctly. 82.3%. Has like a really good soft cap for critical strike. Um, and then critical severity will be capped as well. But I built this single target build mainly around the accuracy because I really want a high accuracy because everything else is capped anyways, besides the critical strike, of course. Um, just having more accuracy without losing any beneficial stat at all is just obviously better and perfect. Um, and I haven't found anywhere else to get higher accuracy at this point. So this is what I found best for me um, so far. Um, so for single target on my companion uh, passives or companion bonuses, I have acute senses instead. Because I think on AoE I have Alchemist Disciple and Face Spider for the extra CA or whatever. But I use acute senses here instead. Um, I use my Raptor, of course, for the extra power. I have 3 DPS comps. Uh, I was using 2 DPS comps plus uh, additional critical strike or something, but that really wasn't worth it. As I said, I did multiple tests, and the 82% critical strike was just the best soft cap overall. Um, so yeah, I think I already have Raptor here, and Alchemist Disciple, just Alchemist Disciple. Sorry, Disciple. Discipline, sorry, Alchemist Discipline for that just extra critical strike and common advantage. Getting that juicy cap and everything else. Um, but yeah, I was just glad I got these legendary so I can show you guys and make this complete build. Um, then lastly we have uh, the mounts here. So I use Giant Toad. I used to use TV. I don't use TV anymore. Toad is definitely more manageable to work around because TV locks you in place and everything, and uh, the Toad you can move around while doing the Toad, and it's great. Um, I use Critical Strike here instead because my enchantments are different, of course. I had one uh, less Jade on my single target than my AoE. Um, so I use the Red Critical Strike here, and I'm not sure why it is capped actually, and the other build isn't. Anyways, yeah, but I guess I just put that in, and when I did my testing, I did my testing. I can't really get too much into it. So for the insignias here, I got Artificer's Persuasion, Assassin's Covenant, Command's Maneuver, and Double Warlord's Inspiration. This doesn't change at all whatsoever. I think the insignias are changed here. Pretty sure they're changed around. I don't remember, but you can go back to the video and check if it is different. Um, but yeah, this doesn't change for the bonuses at all. Um, just having really good common advantage stacking here. Your Artificer's Persuasion for your 2 second less cooldown on your artifact goes. Getting additional rotations. All that good stuff. But yeah, this is what I usually run. This is both from an AoE and single target. I hope you guys enjoyed. And again, I will ask you if you do want a rotation guide or a run or MToS run, then let me know in the comments or privately PM me in game if you're my friend, or add me on Discord. I'll put everything in the description. As again, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.